My boyfriend just called me out for being a cheater by asking for a paternity test, but when I woke up angry, he claimed it wasn't a real question, but now I'm questioning if our relationship is real or if it's just a huge joke as well. I have a 4-month-old son with my boyfriend who I've been with for a little over 2 years. I'm 21 and he's 26 if that matters. Last night he worked overtime so he didn't get home until midnight. He gave me a hug and then just randomly asked me if our son was really his, or should we get him tested to be sure. I was pissed, and I woke up today still pissed. I talked to him about it this morning and he said I shouldn't be mad because it wasn't a real question and it was supposed to be funny. But I'm not laughing, I'm angry. I've never cheated on him before and I've never given him a reason to think I was, so the whole thing is just really odd. Am I right to be this angry or am I overreacting here? He swears he didn't mean it but he hasn't apologized, and if it really was a joke it wasn't funny at all. Is this enough to leave him over? Commenter 1, hate to be that one but is he possibly projecting? Seems to be a pattern that when they are up to no good they get in first with accusations. Commenter 2, I think paternity tests should be mandatory at birth. No court guessing or second guessing, no, just factual. I don't know why people get insulted. How can it ever be a bad thing to get it in black and white? Especially if there's nothing bad happening. Update. Yesterday I made a post asking if I was overreacting to my BF randomly asking me for a paternity test, and I got a bunch of comments that I meant to reply to, but more happened last night, so I figured I would just post an update here for anyone who was interested. My plan was to just explain to him why I was hurt, and then ask him for his reasoning for asking for the test and why he waited 4 months to just randomly start questioning if he's my child's father. Or, if it was just a joke like he said, ask him why he thought that would be funny in the first place. I just wanted a real conversation. But what happened was, I told him how hurt and angry I felt and why, and he threatened to end his own life if I left him. I hadn't even threatened to break up with him or said anything about ending the relationship. So that's a wrap on that. I will get him a paternity test if he really wants one, but the relationship is over. I can't be with someone who would try to manipulate me into staying with them like that. The plan right now is to get everything in order for me and my son and start looking for places to live. Thank you to everyone who read the original post and took the time to give me advice. A lot of you thought he was cheating and projecting, but I don't know if that's the case, and honestly right now I don't even think I want to know. I appreciate all the feedback. Sorry this is so long. Comments. That's the right idea. The I'll off myself if you break up with me guys are awful. It is a little surprising it took until this point for him to pull this bad behavior. Were there no signs earlier in the relationship? Also, who the fuck is saying she's going to deprive their child? He can still see the kid, nothing is stopping him having visitation or anything like that. She didn't say that, she said she was moving out. It pisses me off no end when people say should be mandatory like. Okay, but who's paying for that? You shouldn't have to shell out money for something that's mandatory, but let's be honest, in the US the patient would be paying and it would be a ridiculous jacked up price. Same with everything else there, in medicine. You can even get your own test and do it yourself if you're so pressed about it. He didn't even have to say anything to her if he was serious. But nah, he pulled out all the stops to piss her off.